senior from Omaha North, defending state champion. He'll face off against Carlos Martinez, 23-4, a sophomore from Papillion-Lavista. Class B, Aaron Danner from Ashland-Greenwood, 31-4, a junior. Meets Jason Sheard from Omaha Gross, 27-5, a freshman. Class C, Joe Strode, 30-5, a junior from Lincoln Christian. And Eric Pflum, David City Aquinas, 26-4, a junior. And in Class D, it's John Paul Wood, 29-2, a junior from Greeley. He'll meet Kris Mays, 26-1, a junior from Amherst. And we're underway now at 119 pounds. And again, Renard Terrell, kind of the class of this class at 119 pounds. Renard Terrell, outstanding wrestler, undefeated, defending state champion from Omaha North.
I'll tell you, though, don't count out Carlos Martinez. He's actually the younger brother of Tyrone Martinez, the wrestler that we were talking about earlier who didn't make weight in the district tournament. Carlos, just a sophomore. He's 23-4. He wrestled Renard Terrell last week in the districts. It was, from what I understand, it was a very even match before Renard Terrell actually pinned Martinez, but the score was actually a lot closer than what you would think.
Well, Terrell had a tough time out against number 2 John Carrion last night, as he only won 3-2. So certainly vulnerable, but he also was a state runner-up as a sophomore. So he's been pretty solid all the way through.
He's a 3-time finalist, winning it last year at 106. He was a runner-up at 103 pounds. 2 years ago, and
you know, and Martinez didn't have a cakewalk. He won his quarterfinal 8-5 and his semifinal 8-7. So it was a very tough weight class in Class A.
Yeah.
No scoring yet in the other matches. Aaron Danner again from Ashland-Greenwood, 31-4, a junior. Defeated Steve Jenny. Jenny was injured actually in that match. It was an outstanding match. Jenny was the defending state champion from Columbus Lakeview, and Danner was the victor there. And Jason Sheard comes in as the number 1 ranked wrestler from Omaha Gross, a freshman, wrestling again in Class B.
We've got a takedown in Class D. Kris Mays from Amherst has taken down John Paul Wood of Greeley. These two actually met in the finals in 1994. Mays beat John Paul Wood. The next year, John Paul Wood wins it at 106 pounds. Mays was up at 112 last year, where he got second place. So,
2 quality wrestlers, no doubt about it. RJ, is it difficult in a situation with those guys coming up so far in weight class? Both of them have jumped up pretty good.
Well, it just really depends. If you get the height with the weight increase, then it usually isn't that big of a problem. When you're only talking about jumping 2 weight classes, it's not a real huge jump. If you're talking 3 or 4 weight classes, then you get into a situation where styles actually change. You'll notice as we go out through the day, these guys wrestle a bit different than the bigger guys, plain and simple.
Again, the only score so far in Class D, where Kris Mays has a 2-0 lead over John Paul Wood. And now there's some scoring going on in A, where leading the scoring right now, Renard Terrell 2-1 over Carlos Martinez. In Class C, kind of interesting, Joe Strode from Lincoln Christian, I believe only have had 1 state champion. The school has not been open a long time, relatively speaking, so they haven't had a lot of wrestlers here, but he's certainly done quite well. Was not ranked coming into the tournament. He's in the finals, but he faces a tough one in Eric Pflum from David City Aquinas. Pflum 2 years ago was state runner-up in Class C at 103 pounds.
Pflum's a very tough kid. I got a chance to watch him last night in the semifinals, and he just doesn't quit. I mean, he is just constant motion.
I tell you right now, Strode, a pretty tough rider, but he's going to have to try to go to some pinning combinations or he'll get himself in trouble.
This is just a hit. There's another classic example that sometimes the rankings don't mean a whole lot. Strode wasn't ranked, got 4th in his district, and now he's in the finals.
And leading 2-0 now in Class B, Aaron Danner of Ashland-Greenwood leading over Jason Sheard of Omaha Gross.
No, I think it's reversed that. Sheard is leading Danner, but Sheard was just penalized for an illegal hold. That'll make the score 2-1 with 1 minute and 4 seconds. 1:04 seconds left to go here in the second period. I'll tell you, Aaron Danner last night was in a match that was a bloodbath. He and Steve Jenny, who was the returning state champ, wrestling in the semifinals, butted heads. Actually, it was teeth against head. Danner's teeth went into the forehead of Jenny it must have took 40 minutes for them to finally get the bleeding stopped so they could continue the match. As far as injury time goes, it does not count against a wrestler if he's bleeding. He gets all the time that he needs in order to stop any type of blood loss.
In Class D now, Kris Mays of Amherst is leading by a score of 5-0 over John Paul Wood of Greeley. They both have those red singlets on. It's kind of hard to follow, but you look for the leg bands then, which will help you out. And
a lot of activity there, but no change in the scoring.
John Paul Wood, a champion a year ago, state runner-up. Kris Mays, a state runner-up last year and a champion as a sophomore. So again, a lot of pride between those two guys.
We've got things tied up now in Class A. Carlos Martinez has tied it up 2-2 with 2 escapes. He got one in the first. I believe Terrell released him, and then he got one in the second. And he's in on a leg attack. One thing that he was talking about coming into this match, he knew he had to hit a lot of singles and doubles and make some low attacks on Terrell. He felt if he was going to beat him, he was going to have to take him down with some leg attacks.
Of course, the coach for Omaha North is Curly Alexander, who I really think is one of the finest wrestling coaches in the state. Has just done a marvelous job at Omaha North.
He was talking all year long that this was really a rebuilding year for them, and they just last night in the semifinal round just went gangbusters. I think they've got 3 or 4 finalists, and I think they probably only expected one in Renard Terrell, and they got a few surprises, and that's just a case of Curly getting his kids ready to wrestle when the time comes.
In Class B, I think we're about to have a tie score. And we did get an escape by Aaron Danner, so Danner has tied up Jason Sheard of Omaha Gross, Danner from Ashland-Greenwood, and we're tied 2-2 in Class B. Still 5-0 in Class D. Kris Mays leading John Paul Wood, and in Class C, it's a 3-0 lead for Eric Pflum over Joe Strode of Lincoln Christian.
Just as time ran out in D, John Paul Wood was able to get the reversal. He now trails Kris Mays of Amherst 5-2. It's his choice. He's going to take the down position. He just got a reversal. He's going to take down again and try to get another one, get within 1. In Class A, the score is now 4-2 in favor of Renard Terrell.
So Terrell
5-2 as he gets the escape there.
Boy, he is smooth. He's really a smooth wrestler, and now immediately goes to the takedown. Well, not quite. Oh-ho! They're still battling it out, and Terrell gets the takedown and now going for a near fall.
What a scramble. I didn't know who was going to come out in that situation. Oh, he's got it tight now.
And there's a lot of time, minute 35 left in the period, but he'll come up with the near fall points for Terrell. And now an escape for Martinez.
Those are big points in this type of a match. Both of these wrestlers are very sound defensively as well as offensively, and it's going to be tough for Martinez to score any.
Terrell now has jumped out 10-3 in Class A. Terrell from Omaha North leading Martinez, Papillion-Lavista. In Class B, we are deadlocked at 2-2 between Aaron Danner and Jason Sheard. In Class D,
that's Kris Mays of Amherst, and he's going to get the fall on John Paul Wood. There it is. He wins his second state title. He won it in 94 at 103. He's moved up to 119 2 years later. Beats the same person for his second straight title.
Well, I tell you, it looks like Wood got a little bit hurt on that because it was really
it almost looked like he just gave up. Like he knew he was hurt underneath there, and something was wrong. He wasn't getting out of there. We just had some. It must have been an escape in favor of Sheard. He now leads 3-2 in Class B over Aaron Danner of Ashland-Greenwood. Jason Sheard, just a freshman. We've had a lot of freshmen in the finals already. Some of these guys I know are hoping to, again, join the elite club of 4 state titles.
And in Class A, it's now a 12-3 lead for Renard Terrell over Carlos Martinez. And we have a stoppage in that match due to an injury to Martinez. In Class C, it is tied up at 3-3 between Joe Strode of Lincoln Christian and Eric Pflum of David City Aquinas. And boy, I tell you, Strode has really come in and wrestled well in the state tournament, and that's quite a job. And right now, shooting in on him is Eric Pflum. Pflum trying to get the takedown with 27 seconds to go, third period. And that would probably lock it up for him. Strode still battling and battling. And they're going to be off the mat. Boy, that was kind of a break for Strode there. Was able to go off the mat and unable to get the takedown was Eric Pflum. Again, Pflum from David City Aquinas with the black, white, and yellow singlet on. Blue and red is Joe Strode of Lincoln Christian in Class C.
A lot of activity over in the B match. We're under 30 seconds, only about 20 seconds to go in that match.
And a takedown now for Eric Pflum of David City Aquinas to take the lead with 2 seconds. That's it. What a job by Pflum of David City Aquinas to win it 5-3 over Joe Strode. Quite a battle between those two.
That's just Pflum's style. He just never quits. He just keeps coming at you, and it prevailed in that situation.
It appears that Renard Terrell will win Class A with 25 seconds to go. He leads at 12-4 over Carlos Martinez.
There's not much time left. We can't count Carlos Martinez out. Last night he was behind Vito Augusta Central, and it ended up coming back in the last few seconds to win at 8-7. I don't know if he's going to be able to pull off something that big against somebody the caliber of Renard Terrell, but
he is trying to lock up a pinning combination, and then Terrell almost turns it on him.
No points as they go out of bounds with 8 seconds to go. We've got an injury situation. I believe Danner's, he's bleeding. I don't know if it might have been from some of those headbutts that he incurred last night wrestling Steve Jenny from Loganview, but
right now it's a 3-2 lead for Aaron Danner over Jason Sheard. And only 15 seconds trying to shoot in and get the takedown was
Sheard needs to be careful in this situation. He can't get called for stalling. I'm not sure if he's been warned yet in this match, but Danner is definitely doing all the attacking, and Sheard is just blocking off, trying to work that clock down. But Sheard makes an attempt at a takedown and gets it. He is one tough freshman.
That's a win for Jason Sheard. What's the final score there?
That'll make the score 5-2 in favor of Jason Sheard of Gross, the freshman, winning his first state title.
And Renard Terrell won in Class A 12-4 over Carlos Martinez. So
he's a tough freshman and a happy freshman.
Okay, let's recap the championship finals now at 119 pounds in Class A. Renard Terrell of Omaha North wins over Carlos Martinez of Papillion-Lavista 12-4. In Class B, it's Jason Sheard of Omaha Gross, a 5-2 winner over Aaron Danner of Ashland-Greenwood. In Class C, Eric Pflum of David City Aquinas, a 5-3 winner over Joe Strode of Lincoln Christian. And in Class D, Kris Mays of Amherst wins by pin over John Paul Wood of Greeley.
We should put out that win by Jason Sheard just cinched Omaha Gross winning their 4th straight state title.
Okay, now let's take a look at the matchups.